and we've got this fantastic view, and I'll let you see the whole thing once we go up, but I am going to just zoom in a little bit. Now you see that hump in the distance, the dark hump? One more time. Do you see it now? Next to it there's like a needle shaped thing, just a tiny little needle shaped thing. Can you see it? That's the Old Manor Store. Okay, so anybody's ever wanted to see it, you're seeing it from a very long way off, but that's it right there. So that's the Old Manor Store. There. So we're looking down on Portree just at the moment. And as we come round, I'll let you see where we are. We're on the Apothecary Tower. I'll explain it to you when we get downstairs in a little while. But you can see we've got this beautiful view. Portree's in a sort of a nice sort of natural shaped harbour. It's basically surrounded by cliffs, and this is the Sound of Rathsay that we're looking at, and I'll just let you come round just so you can see the distance here. You can see the RLNI boat just down here. Okay, so that's the lifeboat. If anybody's in distress, that'll go out and try and help them. And then as we look here, so we're looking right round. So we're on an octagonal shaped tower. Yeah, the Old Manor Store. Oh, sorry, did you? Right, okay. If you just give me a second, I'll take it back round and let you see it again. You can actually, they've got a fantastic new car parking area with toilets. So it's all... it's really good actually. The toilets are there, it stops people messing the place up when they get caught short, and there's lots of new parking spaces, plus they're charging for the parking, so that's really good as well because it's helping with the maintenance. So I'm just going to quickly, for the ones that missed it there, right where that dark hump in the middle of the screen is, okay, I'm going to come in there. That's the Old Manor Store. I'm hoping I'm holding that still enough for you to be able to take some screenshots. You taking some pictures, yeah? Postcards? Excellent. Right, okay, I'm going to come back out again. Because if I try and move when you're that zoomed in, you will get seasick. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly let you have that. Right, and then I'm going to move it again. Stupid question. Can somebody who understands my accent, no offence Nebraska, it's not you, it's me, type in Old Man of Store? One of the UK viewers will probably be able to do that. That's it, thanks KFC. Old Man of Store. Yeah, it's my accent. I remember my son came home from school one day and he had seen this scary monster, and I was really quite distressed. So I went to the school and I'm like, what is this scary monster? And they went, oh sorry, we took him to the church and he saw the Monsignor, but he thought it said scary monster. Right, I'm just going to quickly get you the last wee. It's okay, I think I can do it from here, you're fine. Right. And then in the distance, I think that's the Red Coolins away in the distance there. I could be wrong, I probably am wrong. They're looking very white. So, there. Okie dokie, so we're just going to head down the stairs now. As we go down the stairs, it's not going to be pretty, okay? It's a spiral staircase. I would just close your eyes until I'm at the bottom and then open them again. Okie dokie? Right, there we go. Keep them shut just now. Just keep them shut because you will be feeling seasick by the end of this. Keep them closed. I'm nearly there. Just about there. A couple of more steps to go. There we are. 2, 1. You may open your eyes again whilst I stand still and try not to throw up myself. Okay, I'm just going to show you the inside because, like I say, it is a little bit delicate, but you can see there's this nice metal staircase that they've put in so you can actually access the top. Yeah, lots of graffiti, but what do you expect? Right, okay, so we're just going to head out and... Oh, sorry, these steps are really uneven. This is where I go falling. Right. Okie dokie, 2 seconds. There. Right, so Yep. The dizziness is it's not funny. Right, I'm just going to give you a wee overview as we walk down into the town part, just because Skye's not the best place for getting signals. So I just want to give you a little bit of the history as we walk down, and then I'm going to take you over to the corner and get you a picture of the tower that we've just been in, which is the Apothecary Tower. Okay, oop, that's me fell down a rabbit hole. There are rabbits here, by the way. I saw one earlier, but I couldn't get close enough, and I didn't want to frighten it. And I thought, oh, right. So we're going the long way. There is a flight of stairs, but all the wood's rotten, and yeah, I don't want to go doing somersaults live on screen, so I thought it's best not to. Now, if you just bear with me, I'm going to turn us round so you can see the tower that we've just been up. So that's the Apothecary's Tower, with that really crazy man who clearly has got a death wish, because that was just so stupid. Anyway, now this little tower, as you can see, it's sitting on a hill above the harbour. We've got good views of that. It was built by a man called Alexander MacLeod, or Anne Doctor Ban, the fair-haired doctor. Now he is credited with the construction of this, and also laying out of the landscaping around it in the 1930s. He was very skilled at medicine, engineering and land improvements, which made him, he was really highly regarded in the area, well, in Skye in general. Look at the view, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, there's somebody camping right next to the bench ahead of us. Yeah, he was a jack of all trades, definitely. No, there's no wind. It's gorgeous. So yeah, so I'm just going to quickly take you over and let you have another little look over this way, and then I'll bring us round. I'm trying to keep you out of the light, but there. Yeah, Skye is beautiful. Now, everyone that's just joining, we will be overrunning tonight because I just realised I put the wrong time. Yeah, midges are a beast. They ate me alive last night, but I'm okay. Now, the area over to our left is called the Lump, and that's where they used to hang people. Yeah, we've all got our places for executions. Now, where's the sun? Because when I bring you round, you might get blinded. Yeah, midges are horrible. Right, I'm going to point you that way so it's not in your face until I can get into the shade. Oh, that's so bright. Okie dokie. There. You've got this lovely green area as well. Isn't that gorgeous? Right, and that should be bringing us into the shade. There. Lithium. Midges were an answer on Wordle today. Oh no, there you go. Oh, look at the light coming through the trees. Oh, that's gorgeous. Now, I'm going to just give you a quick overview of Skye as we're coming down here. So, I don't know if you know, but Skye is the largest of the Inner Hebridean Islands. And it's been occupied by Celtic people, Picts, Vikings, and most notably the Norse Gaels. And that's where those clans, MacLeod and MacDonald, were very strong in this area. Now, the land was considered to be under Norwegian control until 1266 and the Treaty of Perth. And at that point, it transferred control to Scotland. The Jacobite rising and the destruction of the clan system, then the clearances moving people from, sorry, I'm trying to keep the sun, it's just coming through the trees, it'll just be, there we go. Sorry, I was trying not to blind you. So it depleted the number of people. The population was vastly reduced by these kind of forced emigrations that took place. People had to leave to go, like they went to America and things because they were poor and had no food and nowhere to go. Oh, it is beautiful, Teresa. Aye. Now, The main industries today is tourism. Obviously, tourism's the big money maker here. Agriculture, fishing, and forestry. So that you will see forestry work as you go round Skye. The largest island town is Portree, and the wildlife that you see in the area is everything from like golden eagles, red deer, Atlantic salmon. You know, there's a huge selection of, oh, what was that funny noise, of wildlife that you can choose from. Now, Portree translates to King's Port, just in case anybody... Yeah, I just wanted to start at the top and bring you down into the town just so that you had that overview right at the very top. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, Portree, King's Port, and the population is about 2,300, and it has the only secondary school on the island. Now, the name of Portree has changed several times over the centuries. Archaeologists have actually discovered evidence of occupation in the Portree area since the early Bronze Age, right through to the sort of medieval period. The radiocarbon dated artefacts they found, and the oldest was 2,570 BC, and the latest or the youngest was 1,400 AD. So it's a huge span. Now, saying that, and you can see some of these things in the Dinosaur Museum if you do come to Skye, it's a lovely place. They also found stone tools indicating people in the Neolithic period were also here. And you can see like a stone axe head and things like that, and little the scrapers and that kind of thing. They have some of those on display in the Dinosaur Museum. Yeah, I know I bang on about it, but it's just the most brilliant place. It's in a little thatch-roofed building that used to be the old schoolhouse. One half of the building was where the schoolmaster lived, the other half was a classroom. No, my map's not working. There's a glitch with my map. We can't get it to work. There's nothing I can do about it. But if you Google Portree, you will definitely get a map, and I will show you a picture of a map to show you it when we're going round. We're just heading down into the villagey bit. Well, we're actually in the village, but where we are, I'm just going to turn round, is down here. You can see the ambulance. That's the hospital. Okay, so the hospital's down there. In fact, there you can see on the sign, Portree Hospital. And then just here in front of us is actually the medical practice, so the medical centre. So yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you a story, and it's not a sad story. It had a happy ending. It upsets me when I tell you it because I was in the middle of a tour and there was nothing I could do. But anyway, I woke up one morning when I was staying in Portree, and there was something wrong, so I had to go to the chemist. And I walked in, and it was into Boots, and the woman took one look at me behind the counter, and she came round and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm bleeding." And at that point, she just took my hand and took me over to the pharmacist, who then walked me all the way from Boots to the hospital and stayed with me. That's what island life is. Everybody supports everyone. But it turned out all right. Florrie is now 8. But it was very traumatic, as you can imagine. Wonderful. I know, just an amazing, the care for a complete stranger, you know, beautiful. Anyway, right, so in the 1700s, the town was basically a popular point for departure to America, okay? The population were escaping poverty. They were going to America, where the idea was that they would, find riches and things, and it wasn't the case. So yeah, anyway. And it also happened again in the 1840s during the potato famine. They had... they emigrated to escape starvation, really. There was not... What time is it? 8:15 at night? Yep. Yeah, thank you, Shirley. Oh, I lost myself there. Yeah. Now, the plus side of that, if there is a plus side to it, is that there was an influx of boats during that time, and that actually saved the town, all the boats coming into the harbour. No, it's because in Scotland at this time of year we have a lot of daylight, and in the winter we have very little daylight, so it's kind of swings and roundabouts for us. Right, so where the Royal Hotel is here, this is where McNabb's Inn was. In fact, it says it on the last bit at the end there. And this is the last meeting point for Bonnie Prince Charlie and Flora MacDonald. Now, sorry, God, we're going straight into the sun. I'm just going to keep you facing at the building. It's not particularly pretty, but the sun's after us, people. I might change over sides of the road. Just give me a second. Let this car go by. The white material in this building is most likely paint, because it looks like it's pebble dash rather than harling. But originally it would have had harling on it, which is like stucco. And the name harling comes from the way it's applied to the buildings. We used to throw it at the buildings, and to throw something is to hurl something. So hurling became harling. And then you would put lime wash on top, and lime wash is where you would put your coloured pigments, so your building could be yellow or orange or cream or whatever you wanted. Red. All right, thank you. Yeah, there we go. Drunk people in Portree, who knew? Oh, sweetheart. Anyway, hi everyone that's just joined. We're in Portree, and we're just having a little wander around to have a look at the little town that we're in. Now, another claim to fame for Portree, and I'll just quickly let you see Skye prices, okay, because I know some of you like to know. There's one, £300,000, porch, hallway, lounge, kitchen, utility room, bedroom 1, shower room, landing, 2 further bedrooms. And that one is Kilmuir Dunvegan. Oh, and there's one for 200,000. I don't know if you can see it. It looks quite nice. It's got 3 bedrooms as well. That's not bad. So yeah, there's a lot of choice. Now ahead of us you might be seeing a bright yellow building that will disappear once the sun hits you. That's a hostel. So we've got everything from hotels to hostels, you name it, we've got it. So yeah, there's a lot of choice when it comes to accommodation. Sorry, I don't know what to do here. Right, you just bear with me. I'll come up this way. I was going to take you round, but I'll just come up this way. There. You stayed at hostels, did you? All right. The hostel in Portree. Oh, cool. But no, there's lots of hotels. There's quite a few just ahead of us here as well. So the claim to fame for Portree is it was the last manual telephone exchange in the UK, and that closed in 1976. There you go. Oh, there we are. And breathe. This is Somerled Square, okay? So where we are is Somerled Square. So it's kind of the heart of the place, because you've got the buses here. The only kind of transport you have here is buses and taxis. So these are the bus stances. And you can get most places on Portree on a bus. It may not be like every hour, but you've definitely got buses to choose from. No, Doc Martin was down in England. I forget the place that it was filmed, but I'd love one of the English guides to go down and show us the village there, because it just looks beautiful. Right. Okay. Now, so we've got this cow, and she's in a bit of a sorry state, to be fair. Yeah, this is one of the Great Heelan Coo Trail. So we saw that, I don't know if you were with me in Inverness. We did actually see one of these in Inverness. Actually, we've seen 2 of them in Inverness. But yeah, what is that? Port Isaac, Cornwall. Oh, thanks, Hilary. Yeah, I'll just let you see the other side. Okay, so there you go. She's lost a horn and everything. Now, where we are, Somerled Square. I'll come back to the memorial in a second. I'm just going to let you see the other side. You've got the Bank of Scotland. On the left it's in English, on the right it's in Gaelic. So you've got some older buildings. Nice Georgian building here. And as I come round, you can see the more modern building, which is the police station. Okay, now for those of you that wanted to see a map, right, this is a close-up. I'm going to bring my finger in. Well, I'm going to try and bring my finger in here. That's where we are. Okay, so if you want to get a postcard of that. And then I'll just come out a bit so you can get the bigger picture. The lovely muck, I know. Some of the names are just fantastic. It's amazing. So here, right, just close up on it. Here is where we were. You can see the Apothecary's Tower. I'm just going to come in again and point right here. That's the Apothecary's Tower, and you can see what it says, the Lump, and that's where they used to execute people. So yeah, there. Right, so the centre of Portree is Somerled Square, and it's the main civic space in the town. And it takes its name from a 12th century warrior chief from Clan MacDonald. Now the layout's actually changed several times over the years. There's been realignment of the roads, etc. Now the War Memorial here is like a small version of the Merkit Cross in Edinburgh. A much more simplified version, and instead of a unicorn at the top, it's got a seated lion. But it's a beautiful memorial. I'll let you have a little look at it. Now it was unveiled in 1922, so it's got all the names. These are the people from Portree, or wherever the grouping is from. It has their names up there, and you've got both wars represented. Right. So it's a really... There's halls, there's all sorts of places they can do them. There are indoor... Oh, sorry, there's a interesting parking going on. Right, so, and it was unveiled in 1922 by Colonel K.I. MacDonald of Tote. Now, it was constructed by Thomas McFarlane, who was a local builder. So here you can see the other villages that are included on it. He was a local builder. His son had actually been killed in World War I. So he built this. So it must have been quite a thing for him to do. Now, those who fell in both wars are commemorated, as well as those from surrounding areas. Oh, well, it just always amazes me when you start to read the names and you see so many surnames that are the same, and you just know that they're family members and things. Now, just across the road here, that was the Church of Scotland we were looking at, and then the taxi rank is just here on the ground. You can see it says taxi. Now, the Coolins, or whatever this restaurant ahead of us, these are people queuing up to get in. So they don't take reservations. It's basically a first come, first served. So that's how that happens. Oh, fell off the curb, people. And that's without alcohol. Yeah, well, it must have, because that's a decent sized queue. Now we're just going on to Wentworth Street, which is just ahead of us. So I'm just waiting to see where the traffic's going, because you can never tell. Yeah. Now the Apothecary's Tower that we saw, it was actually described as a neat, this is in 1834, a neat little octagonal tower, 20 feet in height. Yeah. Now we're this is the Portree Hotel. Somebody said they'd stayed here. So I'll just show you. Sorry, I forgot to do it from the distance there. Oh, sorry, I think I've missed a comment. Wait a second, I'm just going to scroll back. Yeah, so this is sort of the main shopping street. Yeah, now I mentioned that the tower had actually fallen down. It was severely damaged in gales in 1978, and the stones actually fell on to these are some lovely craft shops and things, but unfortunately because it's so shiny you're not able to see them without my reflection in them, which is not the greatest. And then you have your more familiar touristy shops as well, but there's lots of crafts here and lots of craft shops. And down this little street, the one called Skye is a tiny little shop, and the lady's lovely. It's worth going in and just, having a wee nosy. And there's also a shop and gin school for Skye gin. Yes, so there's not a huge amount of shops, but some of them are really, really nice. And of course you've got Boots here. This is the pharmacy. And we've got more hotels as well. Yeah, so all the stones, they fell onto the storage tanks and had to be rebuilt. The Caledonian Cafe, yeah, just across the road there, just back there. That was the only place that was open for anything resembling food today, so that's where we ate. Just madness. Yeah. There. And then you've got like Christmas ice cream shops and Relish just at the end. They do food up until about, I think they close at 4 o'clock, so they can do hot and cold takeaway. And this is the biggest hairy coo toy I've ever seen. It's massive. It's just huge. Oh, and then you've got the sweetie shop. And then with this one's I quite like this. You've got it's kind of a combination of pottery and jewellery, this one, but it's not easy to see in the windows because of the light. And then that's some more jewellery. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us up and across the road to look down from the other side.
You better call us.
Right, and this bookshop here's fantastic. They do books in Gaelic as well. And next door there's this nice wee craft shop, Celtic jewellery shop as well. Right. And whole food shop, gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian. And all the way along this street, this is Boswell Street, all the way along here are hotels, B&Bs, and there's a couple of restaurants as well. Now, there is no pavement, bear with me. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Right. Oh, I feel like I've run. Now I'm just going to take us a wee bit further along so you can get a different angle, and then I'll take us down and let you finish in the harbour, just let you see that. So, if you were going to the Kerrang or the Old Man of Storr or anything in the Trotternish Peninsula, you'd leave this way. I love the monkey puzzle tree. Oh, that hole there, yeah, no, that's massive. Yeah, and you can actually, the tower is in the trees there, that's just really hard to see. So we started away up there and we're now looking down from the other side. There is a half-sunken boat. I'll take you down and let you see it. The money shot. Right, I'm going to take you move you one round one more time, and then I'll get you down to the harbour, so you can just get. Let me see. I'm going to try and bring you along a little bit. Oh, in fact, here it is. There, I knew I had seen somewhere where I could see the boat from. There you go. So you can actually see the sunken boat there. The tide is in. Right. Then we're just kind of looking back. There. So you've got Skye Brick. There's a restaurant just there, and we're just going to head down to the harbour so you can have a little look at the houses close up. Oh dear. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful place. It really is. It's just getting used to how busy it is. Oh, there's the sun again. I'm just going to turn you a bit so you've not got it right in you. Now, once we come round the corner, there's actually a co-op, so that's where you get like your bread and your toothbrush and all that kind of thing. It's about a 6-hour drive. Actually, it's a wee bit more than that because we're at the top end. So yeah, about 6.5 maybe hour drive. Yeah. I love Skye, and I have done signal testing while I've been here, and I found a couple of things that I'm going to put on as tours. So I might do a weekend, like a Highland Adventure or something, put that on. No, I didn't take the ferry, I used the bridge. I may take the car ferry tomorrow, the Glenelg ferry, because we're going to go to Duntorrid and Broch. So my lady wants to see a Broch, so we're going to go there. And if I take the car ferry, it's a beautiful trip. Yeah, I didn't go to the lighthouse when I was here. I was tempted because it was so sunny, but no, I didn't. But yeah, the signal is so much better than it was the last time I spent time here, because usually the B&B that I like to stay in, you couldn't actually get a signal from my phone. I had to walk into the field and along 2 passing places before I could use my phone. So yeah, signals in quite strange places today that I wasn't expecting. And this is, if you're into knitting, I know somebody mentioned knitting, and we can't see it through the window because of the reflection, but this is a brilliant wool shop, and the lady that runs it, she's a really good knitter. So if you've any questions about stitches or that kind of thing, she's really helpful. She taught me through how to do a stitch once that I'd never seen written down before, and she was so patient. Just in the shop, the two of us are standing there. She's showing me, I'm trying, she's showing me again. Ferry is smooth. The little boat ferry with the car, the turntable car, it only can take up to 6 cars, and that is really smooth, and it's a short journey. You're talking 10 minutes. The ferry from Armadale to the mainland, that on a nice day can be smooth, but on a windy day it can be rough as and vomit inducing. Yes, I've been on it in both instances, and I really didn't enjoy it the second time. But yeah, now I've walked down the road here, but you could easily have taken the steps down from where, from up at the top there. So yes, now like I said, there's lots of boat trips and things you can do, so I'll show you the little advertising board just here. So we're just on the harbour now. The pier here was built by Thomas Telford. He's quite a famous engineer. Back in the 1800s, he did lots of canals and bridges and things. But first of all, I'm just going to take you through this wee gap. Oops. Sorry. Oh, sorry. There we are. So the tide is in, as you can see. And we were up there. That's where we're looking down from. Salt water. The tide is definitely in. It's gorgeous. It is beautiful. And there's a fish and chip shop, and if it's one of the places you decide to do it, you can just come plank yourself down next to the water and eat your fish and chips. Beware of the seagulls though, bear that in mind. And then we've got the Rosedale Hotel here. I've never managed to stay in that one yet. You've done a jigsaw of the Harbour Hillary. Oh, cool. I'm just going to walk us along a wee bit to the end, and then I'll let you go because, like I said, it is definitely going to overrun. But here's the boat trip information if you're thinking about it. So, they're running quite a few of them at the moment. Dolphins, puffins, seals, sea eagles. They reintroduced the sea eagle, so sometimes you're lucky enough to get to see them. Whales, orcas. I think they recommend going on the early sailings because you've more chance of seeing the eagles. So you see from this point. And there's your sunken boat. And then you have the lower deck, which does seafood. So you can see all the different coloured houses. I've actually stayed in the Pier Hotel in the attic rooms. I've never seen such black mould in all my life, and they really didn't think it was an issue. Basically said, well, it's an old building, it's over 200 years old. And I'm like, well, it might be 200 years old, but, you know, the bleach exists, you know. There you go. The views are fantastic, aren't they? And then these houses, all the different colours. But, I mean, I stayed there 6 years ago, so assuming it's changed since then. I've also stayed in the pink house, and that changed from one time to the other when I was staying there for the better, thankfully. But I've not obviously had a chance to really stay in any of them lately. And that yellow one, that fish restaurant there, Seabreeze, that is, oh, beautiful. They do really nice food, or they did before COVID. Right. Okie dokie, people. I've only gone 10 minutes over, so I'm feeling all right about it. Oh, I'm glad it brings back nice memories. Yeah, it was just nice. I was so happy when I knew I'd get a signal because it's such a beautiful little place. You know, thank you everybody that's tipped. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And thanks everyone that came in. If you are going to leave a review, remember it's in two parts. The first part is all about the technical side, and the second part, thank you for the tips, thank you. The second part is about the guide, the tour. You know, did you enjoy it and that kind of thing. I always say it, but as a standard, I always leave 5 stars because there's people who sometimes, for whatever reason, will only leave 3 stars, 2, 1 star, you know, and it knocks your ratings down, but also it's quite, guides are humans and they take it to heart, so I like to be gentle. And if I think there's an improvement or something, I put it in the comments, you know, just quite kind of nicely. But yeah, anyway, right, I am going to just quickly turn it around so I can say goodbye. She says, not been able to turn it round. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you, everybody. I'm just glad we could do it because it's nice to get off the beaten track, and I love Skye, so any excuse for me to come here is worth it. So, yeah. But I will hopefully see you on some of my other tours. And remember, if you like how I do tours and you've never been with me before, you can follow me, and that'll let you know when there's other tours on. Yeah. Is there anything else I've forgotten to mention? No. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Fort William. We're doing Fort William. Is it tomorrow or the day after? I can't remember. Anyway, I always wanted to see Skye since Outlander. Well, yeah, in the books, Flora MacDonald and Jamie meet in the market, which is Summerled Square. They meet in the market at Portree as children. And then Wentworth Street is the main shopping street. So you're like, Wentworth, that name rings a bell. So yeah. And then if you go to like Dunvegan Castle, you see Bonnie Prince Charlie's waistcoat. You can see Flora MacDonald's stays. It's just amazing. Yeah, well, see, that's it, Monica. The whole idea is to make people come. Right, anyway. I didn't have any signal at Dunvegan, or not a signal I could use. So the next time, Outlander, it's a television show and a book series. Next time I come, although Outlaw King, if you've seen that with Chris Pine about Robert the Bruce, that was filmed on Skye. There's quite a few places, like two of the beaches. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm going to, if I manage to get back before the end of the season, I'm actually going to do a video of the castle and the grounds, and then do it as at home in the winter time, because the signal's not there to do it at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to let you go because I'm right over my time now, and I know you've got other tours to see. So right, thanks everyone. Right, bye.